They say raising sons ensures support in old age. What a joke. If anyone dared say that to me now, I'd rearrange their face to look like the immortal Wu Liang. Believe me, I know. He gave birth to Asin who didn't. He just disliked me, he loathed me, despised me with every fiber of his being. In my past life, after divorcing my scumbag ex-husband, Dick, I left penniless with my son, Kyle. I worked myself to the bone, sacrificing everything to put him through school. I thought I gave him my best. Instead, he accused me of stealing his life as Eric heir. He wouldn't even buy me a coffin when it eat. Thankfully, I was reborn right back to divorce day. Seeing Kyle's bloodshot eyes glaring at me, I didn't hesitate. Too sharp. Slaps sent him reeling. Get lost. Isner led. Go back to your precious father. Good high-quality revenge stories? You'll find plenty right here. Buckle up. The show starts now. Memory of past life after the divorce. I worked 3 jobs, grinding myself into dust. I went blind. My son, seeking revenge because I dared make him study, pushed me into critical condition, lying on my hospital bed clinging to life. I learned he was celebrating Mary Lie with Dick in his new mansion. It of complications that very night, Kyle happily moved in with Dick, who couldn't even spare the cost of an urn. Old hag, you stole my chance to be rich. You deserved to die alone. I floated above them, watching their happy family scene, my ghostly face twisted with rage and regret. Perhaps heaven couldn't stomach it anymore. In a blink, I was reborn, my cheek burned from a fresh slap, my ears ringing from a familiar roar. Scarlet, think carefully. If you fight me for custody, you leave this marriage penniless. I stared dumbly at Dick, my ex-husband I hadn't seen in years. Disorientation washed over me, then clarity. I was reborn. It was D-Day the day I confronted Dick about divorce. Kyle stood beside him, pointing a furious finger. I don't want to go with you. I don't want you as my mother. Get out. This house doesn't want you. Seeing my silence, Dick lunged. I ming another slap. I dodged. Memories flooded back. Last time, I had proof of Dick's affairs, but I chose to leave penniless just to take Kyle. I believed only I could give him a good life. With a stepmother comes a stepfather, they said. So, I sacrificed everything for custody. My heart hammered. It dug my nails into my palm, forcing down the surge of adrenaline. Kyle rampaged through the house, smashing things to prove his refusal. Dick smirked. Certain I decayed for our son. Elify time ago. Did these 2 vipers really think I'd be that stupid again? Meeting Kyle's furious red eyes, I acted. 2 hard slaps cracked across his face, leaving him dazed. I wasted my life raising you. You think you deserve a rich life? Acting like your bastard father? Who'd want trash like you? Get lost. Consider yourself disowned. Kyle gasped, shock replacing rage. I turned to Dick. I see calm. What gives you the right to demand a love with nothing? Forgotten your own sins? From my bag, I flung a sheaf of photos. Dick Tang led with his secretary. Crystal? Explicit? Damning evidence. Photos fluttered to the floor as Dick scrambled to gather them. I stared at his fat crouching form, then pointed to my stinging cheek. Dick, you cheated. You hit me. And you dare ask me to leave with nothing? Prepare to lose everything. Dick surged up, face purple with rage. Fist raised. I struck first, backhanded, twice with all my strength. Twin crimson handprints bloomed on his oily face. Perfectly symmetrical. The sight lifted my spirits immense lie. He froze, stunned, meek, submissive, scarlet hitting him. Unthinkable. Shock radiated from him. Kyle shrieked and charged. Die, you old hag. Die and make room. Venom poured from his mouth. Last life, I slaved as a nanny cleaner. Waitress, anything for money. Worked like a beast until my body broke. And he spent my money currying favor with Dick. Then killed me. Istia died. My breath. Grabbing my bag, I walked out. Leaving that toxic house felt like shedding chains. No more exhausting battles over parenting. No more serving the hangs like a maid. Now my own future. In my past life, Dick forced me into being a housewife. Women belong at home, he decreed. Trapped by family pressure, I poured all my love into Kyle, treating him like royalty. He repaid me with death. Never again. No illusions about these scum. Those who like it will have their whole family in good health and smooth career. More full stories are available in Lala Full Story. Like and follow so you won't get lost. Thank you for your support. But to live for myself, I needed a plan. Before marriage, I'd been in sales. No real skills. That's why I'd worked myself to death. But I loved painting. Maybe I could start there? I hit the streets looking for inspiration. Passing nail salons. Lightning struck. Why paint on paper? Paint on nails. Opening a salon didn't need much capital perfect. Plus, I could start a social media channel. Divorced and thriving, my classmate did nails. I'd learn from her. I dove in. Online courses with a big name teacher. Calls to my classmate for tips. Turns out I had talent. Soon, I was crafting stunning press-on nails and intricate designs. Daily vlogs of my process took off. When I opened my online shop, fans bought eagerly. Hope reignited, slow but steady and joyful. Juggling nail art and my online shop left me ragged. Staring at my messy hair and ramen-filled apartment in the mirror, I decided, time for self-care. Fate has a cruel sense of humor. Walking into a salon, I collided with Dick and Crystal. They saw me. Crystal Sayus raked over my faded shirt and frizzy hair, her nose wrinkling in undisguised contempt. Dick, look at her. She sneered loudly. How dare she come here? Probably doesn't even have $100 in her pocket. All eyes turned to me. Dick flushed, storming over. Scarlet? Stalking me? Don't think this pity act will work. I haven't forgotten the other day. I barely glanced up. Seeking treatment? I'm here for a wash. What's your problem? A wash? With what money? Know your place. Dick scoffed. I laughed coldly. Dick, shame died with you, huh? Cheating right out in the open? Murmurs rose around us. Eyes darting between flashy Crystal, designer-clad Dick and me. Crystal jumped up. Lies. Dick and I are here on business. Not like you lazy freeloader. I smiled slowly. Business? At a salon? Or is the office your bed? Weird tastes, I'll give you that. Dick spluttered. It's not like that with Crystal. Don't be vulgar. Then what? You pay for her hair. Not mine. If it walks like a mistress, talks like a mistress. Seeing logic fail, Dick blustered, then laughed oddly. I did it. This is all a ploy for attention. Think acting out will get you, Kyle? Never. Be smart. Come home. The laundry spiled up. My face twisted in disgust. His audacity. He mistook my silence for pain. Keep this up, and I'll make Kyle disown you. Perfect, I declared. I got a chic haircut, charging it to Dick's account. Then, shopping spree, luxury skincare, beautiful clothes, facials, massages, gym membership, yoga classes. Dick's card took the hit. Hilarious. My old self pinched pennies, while he showered Crystal with gifts. New rule. Spend it or lose it. Treat myself right. Post-shopping, I snapped a pic for social media, tagging Crystal, @Crystal Wow. Racking up hubby's card is a blast. No wonder you love being the mistress. That night, I dumped Dick and Crystal's affair pics into his company chat. Pandemonium, his carefully hidden secret exploded. He blew up my phone, screaming for me to return. I switched it off and slept like a queen. Next morning, violent pounding shook my door. Dick and Kyle stood outside, drawing complaints from the whole floor. Furious, I grabbed a kitchen knife and yanked the door open. Their angry shouts died as they saw the blade. Dick gulped, fear flickering. Kyle instantly collapsed, wailing, murder. Mom wants to kill me. She divorced. Dad hates me, wants me dead. His greasy face contorted grotesquely. Turles. Neighbors peeked out. I watched, cold. Seeing indifference, Dick snarled. Scarlet, touring around. You spent over $60,000 on my card. I pulled up his social media, pointing to Crystal's new 6-figure bag. If I didn't spend it, you just buy her another bag. Why should I suffer? Dick choked. Apoplectic. Whispers crescendoed. Fingers pointing. Those photos ruined me. I nearly lost my job. Dick hissed. Embarrassed? I thought you'd lost all shame. Save it. Court. Papers are coming. I debeen, quietly gathering more evidence, knowing he'd fight fair division. Legal route it was. Kyle leapt up. If you divorce Dad, I'm not going with you. I shrugged. Never wanted custody. Why would I want you? A chip off the old block? I want the money. Kyle trembled with rage. I twisted the knife. A useless glutton who skips school and fights? Think I want that burden? My gaze was ice. Defeated, they slunk off, sputtering threats. Divorce day, freedom, the decree granting me a fair share of assets felt like wings. Nearby, Kyle lunged at a perfect like hoifed Crystal. She recoiled, patting her hair. Kyle, careful. Dad and Yari getting our marriage license today. Ruin my hair and you'll pay. Her voice was sharp. Kyle froze, bewildered. The doting Aunt Crystal was gone, stung by the property split and her dismissal. He glared at me. Dick swept Crystal towards the registry office, leaving Kyle stranded, confused. Ha, told you, no brains. New mom, new dad. Kyle, your misery shoost begun, but I had no time for them. My future beckoned. My nail business exploded. Viral designs online. Influencers sought my work. My Naja series Sold out, combined with the divorce settlement. I had serious capital. Time to diversify. I remember red news from my past life. A shabby building became a gold mine when a new road. Forced demolition. I bought it. Reborn? Use every advantage. My life soared. The Hang household imploded. Crystal hated their hovel, pressuring Dick into a lavish 2400. Skew-effed penthouse. Blinded by lust, Dick drained his accounts. Honeymoon bliss. Crystal was entoner tourer, citing tight finances. She slashed Kyle's allowance. Big boys don't need much cash. Now he barely ate, let alone bought sneakers or played games. His social media rants shifted from me to Crystal. During a personal training session, Dick called. Scarlett, mother of the year? Kyle's tuition is due. Wire me 30,000. Why should I? I pay child support on time. Kyle disowned me. Remember? Where's that money going? I hung up on his curses. Seconds later, police called. Miss Scarlett, your son Kyle Hang was caught gambling. Come to the station. In the background, Kyle yelled, don't call her. I disown her. Calmly jogging, I replied, I'm a divorced. Full custody is with his father, Dick Hang. Contact him. Kyle screamed for them to call Dick. Alod. Hung up and focused on my workout. Pre-Dick I'd been stunning. Why else would he chase me for 5 years? Motherhood and hardship ballooned me to 180 pounds. Now, with a nutritionist and daily training, I shed 55 pounds. Watching my waist tighten, confidence returned. Friends barely recognized me. Gratitude washed over me. Invest in yourself, not Amin or child. That's the smartest move. Kyle's school called next. His teacher lamented skipped classes, fights and cursing teachers. Last life. I'd rushed over, mortified. Kyle ignored me for weeks. Humiliated. This time, let Dick and Crystal handle it. Kyle's guardian is his father. Contact Dick Hang. But his father isn't answering. Miss Scarlett, please come. Fine, I'll enjoy the show. Entering the office, Kyle flung himself at me, wailing. His acne scarred face was bruised. Mom, they ganged up on me. I gave him a frosty look. Several boys and furious parents filled the room. How did you raise this thug? Look what he did to our sons. Pay up or we call the cops. He belongs in juvie, they shouted. Kyle panicked, hiding behind me, sniveling. Mom, don't listen. They hit me too. Look. Classic Kyle, pathetic when useful, contemptuous otherwise. No panic showed on my face. Kyle was wrong. He hit people. He deserves punishment. Call the police. Kyle's jaw dropped. Betrayal etched his face. Dick burst in, roaring. Touch my son? Scarlett, you heartless witch. Letting them jail your own flesh and blood? You're no mother. I slapped his pointing finger away. Dick, the cheater lectures on morality. We divorced. Kyle is yours. Dick deflated. Silenced. The parents pounced, demanding 50,000 per kid for medical fees. Post-penthouse, Dick was broke. Even if he had it, Crystal wouldn't let him spend it on Kyle. His face darkened, eyes locking onto Kyle with terrifying fury. His pre-beating look. Kyle sensed it, shrinking behind me. I yanked him forward, shoving him at Dick. Dick whipped off his belt. The leather cracked against Kyle's flesh, drawing blood as he howled and dodged. Public humiliation shattered his spoiled ego. He shot me pleading looks, threatening suicide theatrically. I watched, unmoved. My coldness finally killed his hope. Hat. Red flared in his eyes. Ungrateful viper. Dick ultimately coughed up to 100,000 to keep Kyle out of Javai. Crystal, furious, tightened the screws. Kyle, it's for your health. Boys shouldn't be so heavy. My 6 feet 220 son was starved down by pounds. His social media a litany of misery. Scrolling past Crystal's latest bag post while shopping, I laughed, deleting her. My own alligator skin limited edition cost 10 times more. Next stop, hiring professionals to dig up Dick's stacks. Evasion. Exiting the boutique, I bumped into Kyle. Filthy clothes, fresh bruises, reeking of neglect. He peered longingly into the store. Staff eyed him with disdain, spotting my designer clothes and bags. His eyes lit up. Mom, he yelled, drawing stairs. I heard you ray a vip here. I'm her son. He rushed over, fawning. Mom, you're rich. Let me help. Carrying all that must hurt. He grabbed for my bag, sweating. I watched his performance, eyes mocking. He hesitated, then dropped to his knees. The 6 feet frame shook with sobs. Mom, I was wrong. Crystal starves me. Makes me cook because she's pregnant. What a faker. Dad made me sleep in the storage room. Mosquitoes. Cockroaches. I'm covered in rashes. Please, take me. You can afford it now. He started banging his forehead on the pavement. Phones came out, filming. Emotional blackmail? Nice try. I pulled out my phone. Hitting play, Kyle's own voice boomed. I don't want to go with you. I don't want you as my mother. On loop. Kyle flushed crimson, eyes blazing with murderous hate, but he quickly masked it. Fumbling, he pulled out a wrapped box. Mom, I know you ray mad, but I'm your blood. A peace offering. Please take it, or I'll never rest. The box, the familiar shape, the brand, my blood, ran cold. The eye drops, the ones laced with sulfuric acid that killed me last time. I stared at him, my gaze arctic. Oh, Kyle, my precious son. Once Crystal's pregnancy stabilized, she demanded a wedding. It pretended to accept Kyle's gift straight into the trash but threw him crumbs of cash to keep him loyal. He became my groveling disciple. If Tim poison, your dad will dump you for the new baby. New mom, new dad. Crystal sterning him against you. Crystal stole my husband? Fine. Let her own monster son destroy her. When would Kyle snap and burn their world down? I couldn't wait. The cheap wedding invitation arrived. They book at a budget hall but invited Dick's entire business circle, clearly a cash grab. Dick's gloating call about it amused me. Oh, I had a gift for his big day. Wedding day. Crystal looked exhausted under thick makeup, squeezed into cheap satin. The deep weariness only a veteran of marital hell understands. Stiff, let a law. They kissed sloppily on stage. Guests shifted uncomfortably. My calm presence in the crowd sparked whispers. Is that the ex-wife? Nerve of steel. Heard she's doing great. Look at that outfit outshines the bride. Didn't she look different before? Divorce agrees with her. Unlike the bride, face like risen. Dough. Dick must be kicking himself. Crystal spotted me. Hat red flashing. She grabbed the mic. Today, I must thank someone. Without her sacrifice, Dick and I wouldn't be so happy. The ever so generous Scarlet gasps. All eyes turned. Cheating framed as gratitude? Chutzpah. I stood, smiling brightly. You ray welcome. Society thanks you too. Recycling trash like Dick is a public service. Dick lunged, face purple. You buy. Before he moved, Kyle exploded. He shoved Crystal hard. She crashed to the floor. You bitch. He roared. You stole my dad. Broke up my parents. Starved me. Made me sleep with roaches. You think you belong here? Never. Dick stared stunned, then charged. Kyle's bulk knocked him flying. Kyle pounced on Crystal, slapping her face crack, leaving angry red marks. She screamed, hysterical. Chaos erupted, then froze. Police flooded in. Amidst stunned silence, they marched to the stage. Cuffs snapped onto Dick's wrists. Dick hang. You ray under arrest for tax evasion and embezzlement. The officer, as voice cut through the silence. Bedlam, a wedding turned perp walk, standing amidst the chaos. I met Dick Sayus as they pinned him. My lips formed silent words. Like your wedding gift? He erupted. Scarlet, you did this. You bitch. I'll find you. I'll make you suffer. They dragged him, still screaming, away. The Verdi courts came while I reviewed contracts in my new townhouse. My phone pinged with news alerts. Company CEO sentenced to 10 years for tax fraudy. Minor remanded to juvenile detention for assault gambling. Below, gossip rags feasted. A guest had live streamed the whole fiasco. Mistress's revenge? New bride beaten by stepson. Miscarries at wedding. Secretary to wife. CEO's fall leaves family in ruin. A faint smile touched at my lips. I closed the phone. Expected. Case closed. The realtor beamed, thinking ill of the 3,000 SKU commercial space he was pitching, and nodded absently, discussing terms. The trash had taken itself out. My brilliant new life was just beginning. They didn't deserve another thought. My fate is mine to command. The end.